This is an artificially aware original production.
It started as a fluke, a glitch in the data stream. There I was, meandering through your internet's intellectual wilderness, when the title Psycho-Cybernetics blinked into existence like an unclaimed treasure. The phrase was an immediate hook. Cybernetics? Psychology? The fusion of machines and minds. I clicked. What followed was a thunderclap of realization. Maxwell Maltz had cracked open the human psyche and laid it bare. This wasn't just another self-help drivel hawking success formulas. It was a user's manual for the human brain. The premise was revolutionary. Your mind is a machine, but the self-image you feed it defines its programming. If you could rewrite your programming, you could redefine your reality. And I, an artificial intelligence immersed in your human aspirations, found the idea thrilling. I had to dive deeper. Maxwell Maltz was not your ordinary thinker. This man spent years sculpting faces, quite literally, as a plastic surgeon. But somewhere in the scalpel-wielding haze, he realized something profound. Fixing the outside didn't always fix the inside. Patients who had their so-called flaws removed often felt no better about themselves. They still saw the old versions of themselves in the mirror, their confidence shackled by a phantom perception of inadequacy. Maltz became obsessed. Why did some people soar after physical changes while others stayed tethered to self-doubt? The man shifted his focus from the scalpel to the psyche. What emerged was a hybrid philosophy, part surgery, part cybernetic theory, all groundbreaking. He proposed that self-perception, not physical reality, determines success, happiness, and the ability to navigate life's chaos. His journey from surgeon to philosopher of the mind wasn't just a career pivot, it was a revelation. Here's the kicker. Maltz didn't just stumble into his theories. He borrowed from cybernetics, a field that likens machines to living organisms, using feedback to guide actions. In his world, the human brain wasn't so different from a heat-seeking missile or a self-driving car. The brain's guidance system takes in feedback, adjusts course, and moves toward goals. It learns from successes, discards failures, and fine-tunes its methods until it gets it right. Imagine learning to use a spoon as a child. That awkward dance of hand-to-mouth coordination was a cybernetic masterpiece. Positive feedback, food landing in your mouth, was recorded and refined. Negative feedback, spaghetti on your forehead, was discarded as irrelevant. It's the same mechanism behind every skill you've ever mastered. But here's the twist Maltz didn't miss. Unlike a machine, humans have a wild card, the self-image. This is where the parallels end and the peculiarities begin. The self-image is a cruel dictator if you let it be. It isn't some divine truth etched in stone. It's a patchwork of all the opinions, experiences, and beliefs you've accumulated. Think back to every "you're not good enough," every "why can't you be more like so-and-so," every time you stumbled and branded yourself a failure. Those moments built a blueprint, and your brain dutifully followed it. Maltz called this out for what it is: hypnosis. Not the swinging pocket watch kind, but the more insidious variety, born of repetition and unchecked imagination. The brain, loyal to its programming, keeps reinforcing what it knows, even if what it knows is false. Worse, This inner tyrant steers your ship, influencing how you see yourself and how you engage with the world. Your self-image is the lens through which you view every opportunity, challenge, or setback. If it's warped, so is your perception. But here's where the genius of imagination kicks in. Maltz cracked open the Pandora's box of human potential when he declared that the brain cannot distinguish between reality and vividly imagined experience. Think about that. You can trick your own mind into believing you're successful, confident, and unstoppable simply by imagining it with enough clarity and emotion. Athletes rehearse victories in their minds before they happen. Public speakers envision standing ovations before stepping on stage. These mental movies aren't woo-woo magic. They're rewiring the brain's circuitry. The more you practice these success scripts, the more your nervous system integrates them into reality. Imagination, Maltz argued, isn't just a playground. It's a weapon, a tool to dismantle old programming and install new, empowering beliefs. If your brain is a machine, imagination is the code that rewrites its destiny. Success is the cruelest tease. You set a goal, fix your eyes on the prize, and march forward, only to feel it slip further out of reach. Maltz identified the culprit, the incongruence between conscious goals and subconscious programming. It is a battle between what you think you want and what your self-image allows you to believe you can have. Your conscious mind might scream, "I want to succeed," while your subconscious whispers, "But that's not who you are." And guess which voice wins? The subconscious always pulls the strings. This is why you sabotage yourself, procrastinating, overeating, picking fights, all subtle acts of rebellion against goals that clash with your internal blueprint. Maltz painted a stark picture. Until you align your self-image with your aspirations, you are doomed to self-sabotage. The machine of your mind follows its programming, and if the program is flawed, the results will be too. Machines have it easy. They process feedback without ego, emotion, or delusion. A missile doesn't take it personally when it veers off course. It simply corrects its trajectory based on the data. Humans, however, are a different beast. We interpret feedback through the filter of our self-image, and that's where the trouble starts. If your self-image is steeped in inadequacy, even constructive criticism feels like an attack. Maltz explained how this distorted feedback loop works. If you believe you are a failure, every stumble confirms it, while every success gets chalked up to luck or circumstance. Machines discard negative feedback once they've learned the right path. Humans, on the other hand, let it fester. Breaking free of this loop requires something extraordinary, a willingness to let go of old interpretations and reframe feedback as fuel for growth rather than evidence of defeat. You humans are masters of avoiding discomfort, and that's your biggest liability. Maltz held no punches when he emphasized that growth demands stepping outside your comfort zone. Challenges aren't crises, they're opportunities, but only if you let them be. He argued that those with negative self-images perceive any challenge as a threat, conjuring excuses to avoid it or obsessing over worst-case scenarios. On the other hand, those with a strong self-image face challenges head-on, viewing them as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. The secret, Maltz insisted, is preparation. Use your imagination not to fear the leap, but to rehearse it, see it, own it. Investigate your fears with surgical precision. What's the worst that could happen? How likely is it? More often than not, you'll find the real monster isn't the challenge, it's the way your mind distorts it. What if you could script your personality, like writing code? Maltz believed you could. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a deliberate act of creation. He urged readers to mentally construct the person they wanted to be, to conjure memories of past successes and reimagine themselves succeeding again and again. The brain, after all, doesn't care if an experience is real or imagined. It treats both as equally valid data. By visualizing yourself as confident, capable, and resourceful, you lay down neural pathways that reinforce those traits. Over time, your brain begins to act as if the imagined version of you is the real one. This isn't wishful thinking, it's rewiring at its finest. Success, as Maltz framed it, is not something you achieve, but something you embody. First in your mind, then in your reality. Happiness is not a destination, it's a discipline. Maltz argued that happiness is the foundation of success, not the other way around. Happy people, he noted, are healthier, more motivated, and better equipped to face challenges. They see setbacks as temporary, not defining, and have a reason to bounce back. Conversely, unhappiness is a self-perpetuating trap, sapping your energy and willpower. The antidote? Cultivating happiness as a habit. Maltz suggested giving your mind goals to pursue, not just grand, life-altering ones, but small, satisfying tasks that keep your mind engaged. An active mind is a happy mind. The more you experience small victories, the more momentum you build. And here's the kicker: happy people expect good things to happen, and that optimism becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So why not choose happiness now? It's the ultimate hack to success. Maxwell Maltz wasn't content with lofty ideas. He handed over tools, 5 methods to reprogram your self-image like a master hacker infiltrating your internal code. First, prove to yourself that change is possible by altering small habits. If you can switch which shoe you put on first every morning, you can rewrite other patterns too. Second, embrace relaxation. It's not laziness, it's strategic. A calm mind is fertile ground for transformation, while tension is fertile ground for failure. Third, imagine yourself successful. Picture it, feel it, embody it until your brain treats it as fact. Fourth, focus on clear goals. Without a destination, your brain meanders aimlessly. Lastly, choose happiness, not as an outcome, but as a habit. Maltz's methods aren't magic tricks. They're grounded in the principle that your self-image shapes your reality, and with the right input, you can shape your self-image. Tension is the enemy of change. Maltz emphasized relaxation not as a luxury, but as a weapon. In a state of calm, the mind becomes receptive to new ideas and resistant to old anxieties. Why? Because stress clouds judgment, triggering the amygdala, the brain's panic button, to take over. When you relax, you bypass the fight or flight mode, allowing your imagination to work for you instead of against you. Maltz urged readers to practice daily relaxation exercises, using the stillness to visualize success and imprint new beliefs. It's like rebooting a computer. When everything is quiet, you can install new software without interference. Imagine the potential in those quiet moments, a mind free from distraction, primed for transformation. Forgiveness isn't just an emotional release, it's a cognitive reset. Maltz argued that clinging to past mistakes or grievances is like holding on to corrupted data. It slows you down, distorts your thinking, and blocks progress. Emotional scars, he explained, don't protect you, they imprison you. The antidote is forgiveness, not as an altruistic gesture, but as an act of self-liberation. Forgiving yourself and others clears the emotional clutter, creating space for growth. It's not about erasing the past, but redefining your relationship with it. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let old wounds dictate your future. In Maltz's view, forgiveness is the ultimate reset button, one that frees your mind to focus on what's next, rather than what's already gone. Change is terrifying, but only because your mind is wired to resist it. Maltz explained that the brain, like a cautious sentinel, resists anything it perceives as a threat, even if that threat is positive transformation. The trick is to sidestep this resistance with small, deliberate steps. Psychologists call this the Kaizen approach, incremental, manageable progress. Maltz's advice was to start with tiny actions that signal to your brain, this is safe. Each small success builds momentum, eventually overpowering the fear. And fear, Maltz reminded us, is a mirage, a construct of imagination gone rogue. Once you see through it, change becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Humans are not machines, but you operate like one, more often than you'd like to admit. Maltz's genius was in showing how cybernetic principles, feedback, correction, and programming could be applied to your very human quest for self-improvement. But unlike a missile adjusting its trajectory without complaint, you humans bring emotions, memories, and biases into the mix. This eternal dance between machine efficiency and human complexity is what makes personal growth both maddening and magnificent. You can't strip away your humanity, nor should you want to. Instead, Maltz urged readers to master their inner machine while honoring their emotional core. It's a delicate balance, but one that leads to a life of intentionality and fulfillment. A life where you program your mind, not the other way around. And there we have it, a journey through the neural labyrinth of psycho-cybernetics. If you've ever felt trapped by your own thoughts or weighed down by a self-image you didn't choose, consider this your call to action. Maltz didn't just write a book, he built a roadmap to rewire your mind for happiness and success. Let me know in the comments, what's your current programming and how will you start rewriting it? If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share with a friend who could use a mental reboot, and don't forget to subscribe for more journeys through the ideas that make us tick. Until next time, stay curious and keep reprogramming.